think a lot of us have a special thank you to Jim because he would keep us updated with emails about his grandmother's condition. And we really thank you for doing that each and every day. And I was told that I'm representing all of Norfolk Public Schools up here. So this puts a lot of pressure on me. No pressure, they're telling me. Yeah, after you said that when I first walked in, that's okay. I first met Anna Henderson in 1976 when I became a first-year math teacher at Maury High School. Anna, at that time, was the acting senior coordinator for mathematics, while Beverly Roan worked on her doctorate. Everyone thought that they had two of the best mathematical minds in the district. Beverly talked and walked real fast. She still does. Anna talked and walked slower. When Beverly couldn't make us understand, Anna interpreted for us. They complemented each other very well. During the first year, I had limited interactions with Anna, but always found her to be pleasant and warm whenever she observed my classroom. And as a first-year teacher, that is extremely important because in some cases you feel like you're a fish out of water. I was a young girl from northeastern North Carolina, so I had to contend with students that were taller than I was and almost close to my age. What an experience it was. It was always so good to have Anna to come and visit, and she would do there, you'll be okay, you'll make it. And she had such a friendly face that was non-threatening. It was during the second school year when our friendship began and just continued to grow over the years. There were times when she was my best girlfriend. She was my counselor when I was messing up. And sometimes she was my second mom, especially when I needed it most. So Meredith, Leslie, and Chris. I have their names. Thank you so much for letting me borrow her son. We found that we had so much in common. She was born on July 17th, and I was born on July 18th, both strong cancers. Her mother attended the Women's College in Greensboro. I attended the Women's College in Greensboro, but by then it was called the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. Jim and Anna ate at Yum Yums when they were married and living in Greensboro, when Jim was working on the paper. I had dates at Yum Yums. Anna's mom and dad had dates at Yum Yums. However, it didn't work out as well for me as it did for them. Anna's housekeeper was one of my cousins. We both loved Carolina basketball, and you can often hear us remark, if God is not a Tar Heel, then why is the sky Carolina blue? Jim and Anna often teased me incessantly, as well as complimented my mother, because they exclaimed that none of our names, none of my mother's daughters' names, were typical of northeastern North Carolina. We didn't have Ann and Mary and Anna had returned to the classroom at Maury, and we often taught together in the same classroom. We actually fed off of each other. It was such a wonderful learning experience. We were teaching Algebra 1, and we were the only two teachers teaching the one-year algebra course. Anna could have taught anything else. She had taught math analysis and calculus, but she was the kind of person that paid it forward. Anna chose her replacements, and I know that one of them is in the room, Mike Gebler. She went and she decided, I'm not teaching in the class anymore, so I want a replacement. When she came back to the classroom, she could have taught anything that she wanted, but she was insistent that she wanted to teach Algebra 1 because she knew what the students needed when they went forward in their career in mathematics at Maury. She had a strong sense of what one needed to know to teach mathematics so that students could truly learn. It was unreal teaching in a classroom with her. Her discussions with the class, the way she held students accountable, sometimes with her cane, and the questions that she asked always pushed students to think beyond what was written on paper. Sometimes she did the lecture and discussions, and other times I did. She wanted students to see the mathematics that they were learning. Hence, we use a lot of drawings and models, and now that's the rage. Everybody across the country is talking about using different kinds of representations. But Anna was doing that in the 70s and the 80s. She often worked to boost my ego when I had done something that completely fell flat on his face, like forgetting Robert and Jim, calling them incorrectly. That's typical Denise. We taught a measurement course together for high school students. Anna wanted the kids to engage in mathematics. And remember, I was living in northeastern North Carolina, so she gave me a job that evening when I was going home, and I thought she was crazy. She told me that the next day she wanted me to come with a tub of rocks and gravel. And I'm going, okay, I don't live on a gravel road, but I guess I can take a shovel out there. My father helped me to separate them so that we could bring rocks and dirt to the classroom so that students could actually do some measurement and capacity activities. She had students measuring capacity with volume. She wouldn't let them use water, hence the dirt. She was loaded with materials that a person could use in the classroom. One day she brought in 8 different containers. Anna had lots of different containers in her house. And yes, she had lots of different containers in her house. And a lot of times we were the beneficiaries of those things. And for a test, she had one question that she asked the students. Will it fit or will it overflow? And she gave them one container. They had to make a judgment about all of the other 8 based on that one. She wanted them to know that if it was tall and skinny, it didn't mean that it wouldn't hold as much as something that was short and fat, which was good. We had a wonderful time doing that 9 weeks, allowing students to experience the mathematics and make sense of it. We continued to teach together in the same classrooms for years, but in some cases the whole idea sort of lost its way at Maury, and we had separate classrooms. It was so gratifying that our state mathematics organization recognized Anna for her excellence in the classroom when she became a recipient of the William Lowery Award for Excellence in Mathematics Teaching. We were also very proud of her, especially since at that time, most classroom teachers didn't receive the award. Instead, most of the recipients were from colleges and universities, and they were males. One of the things that we both enjoyed later, and it began at Maury, where the kids started confusing us. They would sometimes call me Mrs. Henderson and her Miss Walston. Anna started telling them the difference was that she was taller. She was a taller. The kids both used to laugh about it each time. High school students are notorious for requesting transfers from one teacher to another, especially if they perceive one to be easier than the other. Ann and I worked hard so that it would be seamless, and that wouldn't happen, so the kids didn't do that. They knew that we gave the same tests. We worked together, creating the same sort of lesson plans, and we assigned the same homework assignments. They could come to see either of us and feel confident in what they were learning. She was a dedicated teacher committed to her students. My younger sister, Angela, tells the story of coming to Maury on a day when we were going to get out early because of snow and ice, which of course is infrequent in Norfolk. Angie was so excited about being able to go home from college early. But she said that on that day, she knew the dedication and commitment that Mrs. Henderson had for her students, because she watched Anna become extremely emotional because she wasn't going to be able to teach her afternoon classes. Now, Angie, on the other hand, was saying she's dedicated, but something's wrong with Mrs. Henderson. She had such integrity, commitment, and other-centeredness. My friendship with Anna continued to grow and extended to feeling that I was a member of her family. I had weekly dinners with Anna and Jim, and it was always a masterpiece. Anna was an excellent cook, and I so enjoyed our Wednesday night dinners that we used to have. Sometimes we coupled those dinners with developing activities for our students to use in an upcoming unit. We didn't always talk about mathematics. That would have bored Jim to death. Otherwise, sometimes we would have guests, some of Jim's newspaper friends, like George Tucker, a Guy Friedel. I felt that I was so special being able to sit in a room with these people. The stories that they would tell, the warmth in the house, Anna showed her love to all of us through wonderful food and such rich conversations. But our friendship involved more than work. As my second mom, she took me to my first circus. I think I made the mistake of saying that I didn't think I'd ever been to the Barnum and Bailey Circus. And remember, I'm teaching with her then. And so she and Jim got tickets. And they took me to the circus and sat me between them and treated me as if I was a little kid. They bought me peanuts and I had a program booklet. They made sure that I had a really wonderful time. We had other animal visits to see. Anna loved the one-tent show. I think it was with Flora the elephant that we would sometimes have in Ghent. And so, of course, she would get me to go because she knew that I loved animals. Of course, we attended the zoo as well as concerts. As a sister girlfriend, Anna introduced me to Sapphire, the uppity blues women, a group of middle-aged women that had the same type of spunk that Anna had. Women who sang the blues and also had a comedic flair. All this weekend, I've been listening in my ear to Anna singing one of the songs. It was School Teacher Blues. And at first I was going to repeat it, but then I thought about it and I said, no, you can't cite those lyrics here. I also helped Anna